What's up, guys? It's Colby Brock. Welcome back to my channel. I missed you so much. I know you missed me. Calm the fuck down. I hear
a noise.
I hear us coming out with merch. The new merch is out now.
Let's go! Today's the day. Today's the day. Before it sells out, you gotta go right now.
Going quick. You're good alone, but you're better together.
Limited edition. You guys know how it is. Go get it down below.
Android.co/better together. Can I get a woo?
First ever duo collab with Android. What's up?
We are the first collab.
It's a YouTube video. Swipe up.
Make sure you guys be a part of history. Go to fandroid.co/better together. Get your shirt or your sweater.
And
match with your friends.
Match with us.
Send us some pictures once you get the merch.
Get this one before it sells out.
Do it.
Fast.
Enjoy the video. Again, that's very limited edition, so go get yours down below. But for today's video, as you can see by the title, we have some stories to tell you. Some things that happened to us in our early childhood that we've never ever talked about ever. I don't know if you guys remember me talking about this in
Yo Fans Terrifying Stories Part 2.
that one.
Oh my god.
Yes, that video I said that I had a story that I need to tell you, and this is that. So without any further ado, I think we should get that spooky music in here and start the stories. Do you want to go first or want
Dim
me
the
to go first?
lights. Perfect. I can't remember when I started dabbling in ghosts. The first time I dabbled and did the dibbity dabble was, I think, our first haunted house that we went to together.
Really?
A long time ago. But I don't remember like childhood midnight men coming around and slapping me on the face, you know? Like I was always scared of like stupid things like sunsets, you know?
Oh yeah.
I don't know why.
You were always afraid of sunsets. You like them now, right?
No, that's horrifying. I can appreciate them, but like that's the worst time of the day. Like that's when killers are out. They're like, so we found this haunted house. You guys actually might have seen it. We talk about the haunted house every once in a while. It was on one of our old channels, like one of the first places we've ever been to. So this was like my first experience to ever be like alone in a scary place without anything happening. But we were like testing something or whatnot. And you had just told me that in the top floor of this haunted house on the right side, there's a pink room. A little girl. And that the story was that the girl hung herself in the closet.
Yes, I remember this.
And it was like super scary and all that stuff. And I'm like, I have this in my mind. This is the first time I've ever been in a place, and I decided, you know what? I'm gonna go up there alone. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know either.
We might have been like filming something or like doing it for Snapchat or something, but I went in, I decided to go inside the closet while the only other two people there like actually stood outside. And I sat in the closet alone for like, I think it was like 3 or 4 minutes because you guys were doing something downstairs and you needed me to wait for something. I don't know. I think again, it was like something for a video, but I vividly remember like, I stared at the corner because I didn't want to look out into like the room because it was super dark. I vividly remember like from the bottom of my like ankles getting chills all the way up, and then like actually having to like scream before I was ready. I think I was screaming for a video, but like I ended up doing that way before I was supposed to do it because I was like, holy shit, something's here.
I remember this.
Yeah.
And you sprinted the
And I sprinted the fuck out of there.
I forgot.
And then what was horrible is because I sprinted out of there, I dropped my phone up there. So I had to go back up there. And it like for some reason that was like the first time I'd felt like a heaviness. I don't know, like something in there. And I went up twice alone. I don't know why I did that. I don't even like doing haunted stuff alone now, much less the first time when I was 16 years old.
Dude, I remember that day, and I remember how that day just felt like a cycle.
Yes, we were like in like a weird trance or whatever.
Yeah, and it was super misty out that night too, which was freaky.
Yeah, we had to keep coming back because like our phone batteries were dying and our camera batteries were dying. I think it was like a school project that we're shooting. And yeah, we would like have to go like 30 minutes into town and 30 minutes out of town. And it
just
was
to charge.
Always like, we did it like 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it literally felt like a recurring like Groundhog Day sort of thing, but like in a nightmare.
Yeah, oh my god, if you guys can imagine that. It was pretty freaky, especially because we hadn't dabbled in the haunted stuff yet.
But now we dibbly and we dabble.
Yes. Just so you guys can like see what we're talking about, if you watch this video, it's called Our First Vlog, I believe.
Yeah.
That's the house that we're talking about, and that was the first acting we've ever tried in our lives, and it's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, it's really bad. It was basically for a school project too.
But I have a little story before I tell my big one.
You have a big one and a small one?
Yeah,
Okay.
about that house, because you just reminded me that after we did the filming there, I remember just pinning the location because it was so cool and there was hardly any like haunted houses in the Gardner area, which was like south of where we lived. So I thought it was like super sick. And there was one night that I took a hot babe. We went to the movies and I took her there afterwards, which is fucking crazy.
She's probably like, never going on a date with that guy
I don't
again.
think we went on a date after that, actually. But anyways, took her upstairs to the baby room, or like the room where the girl
The
killed
hanging
herself.
closet room.
And I kid you not, we started walking down the hallway back towards the stairs, and we heard what sounded kind of like a like following us. And this girl, I will never ever it was one of those crazy movie screams that came out of this girl. She left me behind, like just bolted, and so I like followed her, ran behind her, but she was terrified. All right.
Your main story
My
time.
main biggin.
So what traumatized you, Colby Brock, as a child?
So again, I'm gonna preface this as this is something that I think about all the time. And I also wanna say that I don't know if it was ghost related or more like demonic related.
Why?
Here we go, I'll get into that. So this was when I was in 6th grade. So what is that,
What,
12,
10 years
11?
old? 11 years old?
11.
I think 8th grade's 13.
And I had this guy who went to church all the time named Caleb, who I was like best friends with at the time.
Very Christian. You like walked around with a Bible type thing.
Yes, yes, and I don't know if I've ever explained this to you guys before, but I got looped into his life personally and became like exactly like that. Like I would walk from class to class with a Bible and went to Bible study twice a week and along with
Really?
church. Yeah.
Oh, dang.
So I was going like all the time. I was really, really like devout in my faith, praying all the time. It was crazy. It was probably like the most faithful I've ever been in my entire life at 11 years old. It was crazy.
I remember that. I remember you two as the band kids, like walking around when you're with your Bible, and I'm like, dude, they ever like read that thing, or is that just something you walk around with?
I know, people talked about it at school. They were like, oh, those kids, yeah. But anyways, we loved God and God loved us. Weird things started happening to Caleb a lot, and he would describe them to me at the time, so I don't take it or leave it, as the devil testing you. And that, and like, again, I'm a little ass kid, and I was learning from church and from Caleb and his family that like, Satan has the power to walk and roam the earth, and at any given point he can try to test your faith, but as long as you're a strong Christian and believe in God and Jesus, you'll be okay. You know, there's a mark on your forehead because you are a Christian, and he's gonna try to scare you out of that, but as long as you believe, you're gonna be fine.
Okay.
This is what I had in my mind. Like even Caleb's like dad was like explaining a story to me at like 10 years old or 11 years old, where he said he like woke up and felt like, or saw a creature with wings that was like tiny, like climbed onto his bed.
Like a little
I'm the little
minion
kid.
thing?
Yes. Seriously, with like these like long, frail like arms, and he said it like sat on his chest and pressed down, and he couldn't breathe, and he couldn't scream, he couldn't do anything.
Dude,
And he
why
was
would
just
you do that?
Yeah, I know.
traumatizing.
Thinking back on it, just so I'm not like scaring people out there, it could be like a sleep paralysis thing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people say that they see a figure in their room and it presses on their chest. Like that's a reoccurring thing that happens to a lot of people. There's a lot of stories about that. So it could just be a dream, sleep paralysis, who knows? But it scared the hell out of me because I was 11.
Oh yeah, dude.
And I was terrified to go, like I had a loft bed, which obviously you guys know what a loft bed is. It has a little like desk underneath it. And so I was like this close to the ceiling, but I would be terrified.
Every night you just wake up, thunk on the ceiling.
Caleb was also telling me just a week earlier that, and they're being so serious about this and like in tears. He said he heard something with like giant wings at like 3 a.m. land on the house, like where
This
his,
is now
like,
Caleb, not
yes,
the dad?
this is Caleb.
Okay.
And he was saying like how he explained to his family that he thought something landed on the house tonight to like freak him out, because he said like you can feel this like overwhelming anxiety where like it's almost like a claustrophobia fear of like, you know, something's there, and it's like things are like closing in on you and stuff, and it's like it's just a horrible, there's a presence in the room watching you kind of like vibe that you get, that I've had at a couple times like recently with the whole haunted shit. Anyways, he said, yeah, there was like, he heard like these giant wings that couldn't have been like a bird or anything. And then he heard something land on top of his roof and like walk across from like one corner of his room to like the other corner.
And so this definitely, just for the viewers, this definitely wasn't Christmas Eve.
No, I swear.
So
definitely wasn't Santa.
It wasn't Santa, okay.
It wasn't Santa or his reindeer. And he was claiming that it was also a demon or Satan himself that was like trying to like test him, because we were such strong Christians and we were like the types of kids that were like telling everybody every second we knew about like Jesus and stuff like that. It was like,
did he ever
intense.
see this guy?
No. The point is of all this, like, before I tell you what happened to me, is because it sets the mood of why I was so scared.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like fucking terrifying. But anyways, every single night I would read my Bible. I'd try to read like a couple pages and then I'd put it underneath my pillow and I would go to sleep. I already have like these.
That's fun. Dedication, dude. Wow.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you.
Holy cow.
I'm telling you. And then there was this one night, it was a school night, I remember, where I was so tired, and every single time I was this close to like falling asleep, like my eyes were closed, it was dark for like 10 minutes, and I was this close to actually falling asleep, I heard this like loud exhale like next to my ear, where it was like, no joke, like
that loud?
That loud.
Holy.
To where I would like wake up sweating and look around instantly, like what, and it was a loft bed, so I had to run down the fucking ladder and turn on the light and look around, because I didn't have like a light up there, I don't think, at the time. And it was terrifying. I was like, okay, maybe I had a bad dream, or like I was about to go to sleep and like I made that noise and freaked myself out.
Yeah.
Whatever. And so turned everything off, tried to go back to sleep. It happened again.
Okay, so like, before you were asleep?
Before I was asleep.
So you were conscious this time?
Yes, and I'm scared too, and I'm like aware of my surroundings because that first time just happened.
Yeah.
So now I like wake up again or come out of like, you know, whatever, and I'm like shaking, sweating, like on the verge of tears. I'm like, oh my God, like the devil is trying to like test me right now. like I was thinking like that when I was that little. And climbed down my loft bed, turned on the light, relaxed for a second. I was like, oh shit, what's going on? I know. And I was just like, I got this. Like, I was like, Jesus has my back, I have his. Like, I'm gonna get through this. It's fine. Go away. I was like literally saying that out loud.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
As an 11-year-old, you're probably horrified,
I
dude.
was crapping my pants.
So did you go and tell your mom?
Yes. So I repeated the cycle, went up my loft bed, tried to go to sleep one more time, this time with my head in between my pillows. So like if I were to be making that noise and was just freaking myself out somehow, then like, I don't know, like I would just not hear and go to sleep. And so I'm chilling there. This time like it's probably like a little bit longer. It's getting like later into the night, like 1 or 2 now. And right before I'm about to sleep, happens again, where it's like almost just like it has to be something fucking like breathing into my ear. So I wake up, I run to my mom. I don't give a fuck. She is asleep. I'm like, Mom, there's something that is keeping me awake. And like, it was like one of those scary movie moments where it was just kind of like, oh, like just go back to sleep. Like,
okay.
Oh, fuck off. And, you know, kind of like, no, it's all good. Like she didn't even come and like check like the room or anything. She was just kind of like, you're fine, just blah, 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 blah. If it happens again, like come in here, like let me know. So I was like, thanks, Mom. And so anyways, I got up into my loft bed. I this time stayed up for 30 more minutes, and I prayed and I prayed and I prayed, and I read the Bible, and I don't even remember like what I exactly read, but I prayed and said like, please God, like have this stop. And then it never happened again.
Wow.
Yeah, never happened again.
You've never had that like exhale thing happen?
Never in my entire life has that happened again.
And so what do you think about constantly now? Just the fact that happened? Or the
Yeah.
fact that, like, you're maybe like you're free from those tests now?
Well, I was thinking a lot, because like I'm still Christian right now and pretty strong with like my faith, but like it just like always comes up into my mind because I was so Christian like back then. Like to where it was like I said, you guys understand. So I think about that now as like, was that like a demonic thing? Or also as years go by, it's like a story that replays in your head over and over and over again. It's harder to believe when like years.
Yeah, it's
So
like
it's
when
like-
it's fresh in your mind, you're like, oh yeah, that definitely happened. But even now, like thinking about like the Queen Mary that happened like 2-3 years ago.
Yes.
It's like I have to like rewatch that video to like
To get
get
that
the same emotion and really believe it. Because even now I'm like, probably it's like some, you know, weird knocks or creaks.
Yeah, but that's kind of like what I'm like fighting myself in my mind right now is like, was that just me like exhaling, or like maybe you guys can comment down below if like that's like a normal thing to like maybe yourself like when you're about to fall asleep like do like an exhale, but it just has never happened to me ever again.
If it was like once maybe, but like 4 times, like that's different. And the same thing.
That's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed those stories, and let me know in the comments down below what you think, or if you have a personal story yourself, because it's interesting. And yeah, I don't know, let me know if you think that was like a faith oriented or like religious thing, or if you think it was just like a ghost
Paranormal ghost thing in my body.
Yeah, I want to hear your opinions. There's no right or wrong answers really, so let me know. Sorry if I scare you guys. Yeah, but it's almost Halloween. Speaking of, next week's Halloween video is going to be insane. So get ready for that. Subscribe. I hope you're excited. Leave a like on this video if you like the scary story times. I'm sure I can think of a few more that come up to my head. If you guys want to hear some more, go get the merch out today. Literally limited drop, so don't miss out. And I think I'm gonna say this, but we might be the first duos who've ever came out with merch.
For like influencers.
For influencers, at least on the FanJoy site.
Yeah.
Maybe not of all time. Really quick, just wanted to say that like one of the main reasons I started YouTube was because I watched Keen and JC as like a 16-year-old kid, and they know that. I've told them that personally. Not on any like fanboy things, but like I saw their YouTube channel at a very young age, and I was like, I want to do that too. And so it's very cool how everything came full circle. And we were able to, you know, now they're our really good friends, so it's super cool. We have a book, it's really awesome. It was a scary experience that actually happened to us about last year, so go get it. I'm telling you, this is horrifying, like terrifying, like deaths and gore and shit like that. Like it gets intense.
Completely different than any other content we've done before.
Yeah, so don't miss out on that, guys. I'm gonna link that down below as well. Hurry! And I will see you guys next video. Go subscribe to Sam. Peace. Home.